Okay, so this, hello, is part two of Will Trump be able to run away to another country? And so far, I'm getting a very interesting reading. I feel like I'm kind of getting into into his mind. Ugh. But the interesting fact is, I think he's going to end up staying here, finding that he's going to feel that he wouldn't really want to be any other place than America. And I think, though, what is going to happen to him is the help that he's going to count on, that he would have here, that help may not be able to help him as much as he would like. Because he finds a block. And once a certain amount of time has gone past and he hasn't made a decision, made a move, it's going to get to where it's too late, in my opinion. And he's going to find it's going to be too late for a lot of stuff. The universe really is done with him not having consequences. And consequences that I think, like the rest of the world has. For one thing, the hope that he has for someone else that he trusts to what he's counted on and who he's counted on in his life to bail him out are not going to be able to bail him out. They're going to be very limited to what they can do. And some of them, like Putin, which is another reading I'd like to do regarding Trump, might be more of the mind of, once they got, or should I say have, such a bright light upon them, they're not going to want that smear on them. And I have always thought, with Putin's hatred, and do not get it twisted, he hates America. The man actually, that is why all this time he's been trying to jack around with America. His economy, he's similar like Trump in the way that he's not any good at running an economy. And thus, he's chosen the way of thuggery in order to have their economy based on a very limited means, and it goes through a mob-like manner in how it is doing things. A lot of dirty deals, he's choosing to do things that are underhanded for their economy, and their economy's never going to do well. It hasn't the entire time that he has been in office. Their economy has not ever really been great. I feel really sorry, because there's a lot of very intelligent people, very artistic, who have a lot of talent, that country does not enable them to use them in a positive way. It's really toxic. And that's another leader that's going to be going. But back to Trump. He's going to find that people that he counted on in order to help him through this are not going to be able to do it. That might come as a bit of a surprise to him. Definitely will be, because in his life somebody's always bailed him out. His dad, Ivanka's, helped him. Ivana helped him even. The mob. He's always had a back channel he could go to. Well, this back channel's blocked. And now, for the sake of, I think, the healing really of his own being, but also especially for this nation, he's going to have to endure what's thrown at him, and that is his criminality and the consequences that our nation has. I just hope that, and that'll be another thing I'm going to look at, does he really, is it going to set a precedent finally? With, I don't want another white collar handling of this. Joy. Communication, joy, rebel, retreat. I know that what he's going to find is that his communication, when I look at this vertically, I see ready, wild, soulmate, communication. And I just feel that he's going to be very much wanting someone to help him. He's going to be sending out means of communication to various people that I think his family, Putin, I don't know. He's definitely going to be sending that out. And I think there's a feeling of starting the panic kind of beginning will begin to affect him. Imagination, bloom, blocked joy. He's going to find that he does not have access to the lifestyle he once knew, where people could help him. People would bail him out. He could go and ask, somebody that's involved in back channels to see if they wouldn't sort him out. That's gonna be blocked. And the only thing that will be blooming is his imagination, because it's shown that he has blocked joy. So to me, in other words, his imagination starts going into overdrive and he feels helpless because the people that he looks to or thought would be there aren't able to or choose not to. It's just blocked. Now, he's going to remain rebellious. He's going to remain defiant. The one thing that he really enjoys doing is being defiant. But he's going to find himself having to retreat. And this, to me, could be the form of some kind of holding facility. He is not out in public. He is not sorry, by the way. He is one and only thing he's going to find that he likes doing is talking, is trying to get communications sent out. I think he will find an alternate means of someone to carry his commentary. He will be looking for that. I can't imagine this could be right up to the point that he is not any longer able to tweet. Because you know how much that means to him. That's part of how he lies. It's part of how he exists. And Gemini is ruled, part of the mercurial link is communication. I know because I'm a Virgo and I have the mercurial communication thing too. So this will be, is why I have a channel, I'm sure. But this will be for him stifled. And I see him having to go through things that he's not used to going through. That the concept of things, it causes him to retreat into a very defiant, bitter place, I feel like, within himself. Just saying. I don't see him going. When I look at this line of cards vertically, spring, home, healing, retreat. No, it doesn't feel like going abroad to me. It doesn't feel like, does it to you? No, it doesn't to me. There's not a row here at all that makes me feel like he will end up going out of the country, despite the fact that he would like to escape circumstances. In fact, I see him actually going, what I think is, into a place of a enforced retreat. Enforced retreat, like a holding facility of some kind. Gotta do another row. We get beauty, gather, sister, protecting love. Interesting. I think he's going to become really dependent upon one of his sisters. Probably Marianne. There's a protectiveness that might come out in her towards him, and she may also be the one who may be his mouthpiece, his spokesperson. I'm sure Ivanka will probably too. I feel that his daughter Ivanka will be trying to also use her toolbox of looking pretty and trying to gather support for him. So I don't feel that he goes anywhere. I think he looks like he's going to have family that is going to be trying to support him, but he's going to be not able to be moving around. He's not going to be moving around with that retreat card. This feels very like there is a place for him here, that he will be held here in America, that I don't see him going overseas. So there you have it. Two-parter, but I don't see him doing that. I see his family trying to help him. He does find things that he imagined prior being blocked. And I'm sure that will be really, really upsetting to him. Now, I'm going to look at, does Trump go into some sort, will they create a new wing or a certain facility, since this is kind of a whole, I think, new thing going to be happening where will they hold? I mean, they'll hold them in a special unit in one of the federal pens, but they'll have to, because he'd be too big a target for population to get to. And he will be joined, I believe, by his GOP buddies that will be investigated too. So are they going to, will our government create a special, let's say, wing to house Trump because they are high profile targets? Will our government create a new means, facility, wing for those in government like Trump that have committed traitorous offenses? Those linked with Russia, will they end up having a special, and I don't mean for it to be Lux Life, I mean it to be a proper prison? Will they have a proper prison, but will they create a new revised facility, wing for that? Because I think there's got to be more than one other than Trump. How are they going to house these people like Trump? How will Trump be housed, and other members of the GOP that get caught breaking the law are held to account for breaking the law? What kind of a facility? What can you show us about that, Creator and Tarot Spirit ancestors? Any changes there? Okay, let's take a look. Night vision. Okay, that right there, I got a flash of a very secret kind of a lockdown. Very like maximum security. Star. Yeah, for high profile people. Night vision. It's secretive, highly secretive. It might be a quote unquote hidden location. So, but I get the feeling of it, of there being a kind of a remoteness to it. Not like it's necessarily out in the sticks somewhere, but just that it really is high security. Not a joke, not a joke. It is for traitors and terrorists. Communication. Sister. Had that before. But let's just take a look. I want to see what they have to say with this sister card. She has your back, dear friend. Okay. So I'm feeling like it could be a system that is a very secure, high-profile facility, but where they are able to communicate with their loved ones, people that they trust, and family. But I feel that because if they're so, the first thing coming up is high profile, it's not safe to house them in just any ordinary kind of federal prison. This is highly secretive. Like a safe house of some kind. we'll question how cushy it is. Because I do see he's able, he's not entirely, not like, he will be allowed to speak to people, but I think only family. Okay? Don't think he'll be tweeting as much as he would like. I'm saying I don't know whether they will allow him that. It better not be. He might convey messages through his daughter and other members of his family, his lawyer. So I'm asking about what kind of a facility is there. Are they going to make some changes, create a specialized facility for the GOP and him? So I'm giving being made to feel like, hey, there's already a place. It is super secretive. They will be able to communicate with very specific people. Family, probably lawyers. Beauty, gather, wildness, rebel. I think he's going to want to insist upon having the amenities. But I don't know that. I think his daughter will say this place isn't. She will complain about it. Wildness, yeah. I think she's going to complain about the facility as it maybe not being having what he needs. Basically, they're used to a lifestyle, and that lifestyle is not going to be comparable where he would be going. Okay. And gather and star. So yeah, I think there will be more than just Trump. There will be other high-profile people that certainly are there already, but also that will be going there, I think, through the GOP. People that have lived a very cushy life. And one in this case that I feel like has been done through illegal means. Yeah. And I think they're going to really, that's going to just mark this video and see if it doesn't accurately come about. Whatever place that they're going to be holding her father, I think Ivanka is going to, and Trump, through whatever people he can, complain about it, because I don't feel that for him it's just going to be way too basic. And I see a very resistant attitude. I'm sure he's going to say, I don't belong here, so on and so forth. And I think they're going to try to say that their father is being held in a less than decent facility, which I don't believe is true. I think that over here they're looking to gather some sort of cushy, ridiculous, and I love unicorns, by the way, but to me this feeling is he's used to this outrageously luxuriant living, and he's not going to like, with wildness and rebel, the facility he finds himself in. It he will be communicating that through, I think, family, particularly women in the family. To advocate for him. River. So I think there could be water around, actually. a place that he's held. It might be in order to, sorry, I'm going to have to put this on pause. So, in continuing, I'm starting this after quite a bit of time has elapsed. My family member came to visit. Getting back to where we were, and we were talking about Trump and the type of facility that he and other people in government would be, what it's like, and looks how his reaction is to the place. He definitely is not liking it. And what I'm shown is that I think his family, he's going to have family members demanding more amenities for him. Because I think this indicates that he's so used to this extra ridiculous lifestyle that I can see advocation, communication going on with female members in his family. Probably, as I was saying, Ivanka, Marianne, quite possibly, maybe Melania, this sort of thing. And he doesn't. It's what he deserves. He does not need. He's not going to get this. Okay, first off, despite their activity that way, he's going to be very angry and defiant with the wildness and the rebel in this facility, this place that whatever place that he's being or will be in. But what I'm showing here is very interesting in this last row, that it's talking about river and winter, and these two really pair tightly, because river is to do with the flow of time. You can't push it, and it unfolds as it unfolds. But it is what's going to do what it's going to do. You know, there's some things that it just happen whether you're ready or not. And winter is about endings. So it is a time taken in pairs. It is a time of endings that we're in. Again, it's a new era that we're going towards. And for Trump, it's going to mean consequences. It's going to mean you're not the president anymore. It's going to mean you're on to a next phase in life that the universe has for you as a consequence of the things that you've done before. We are being pushed as a society, because of him, to sort ourselves out, and we'll sort him out too. I fully believe he will be in some sort of a the first card I got was night vision, and the first thought that came to me was it may not be like a bunker, but there's a bunker sense of a feel to it. It is a secret location, I believe. A secure, secret location for the high profile. The star card usually, and with this deck too, it's I like it for talking about letting me know right away, okay, you're looking at high profile kinds of people, Trump, etc., because he was president and they were members of government, and these are really federal crimes, and in some cases, some of his crimes are crimes against humanity. Many of them, the border, things like this. I also want to do a reading if he will face that, some sort of a human rights suit. However, we're looking at the facility, and I do see it as some kind of a secret location, a secret facility with night vision, that it is like I said before in another video, or earlier, that it is a place that is secure, and it is a facility that has a great deal of secrecy. Maybe even there could be water around it. That's what I was getting to at the last bit. I feel like it could have a significant amount of water. I laughed for a moment because I just in my mind thought of Alcatraz, but it has perhaps, not only is this, I think, talking about a new cycle and a new era, ending an old cycle. Trump is a part of that old cycle. Trump and his racism and all the bigotry is all been going on for so long, and he's exposing the, as far as I'm concerned, the ugliness of it in our society so that we can clean it up. And that's what, once he has that allotted time to do that, and it's very close to ending now. And he will not be the president. He will be in trouble. And those like him are going to be in trouble. And how? I want to see how we deal with that. I want to make sure that we truly, new era here, do it the right way. Don't just send him to some prison somewhere where he's got a cushy number. Quit giving him all these, one rule for the wealthy and one rule for everyone else. Yes, he's high profile, but he shouldn't be catered to like too many of these guys are. They get a slap on the wrist, and women. People. So what I see here, I feel like, is saying he will be held somewhere. Okay? And he's just, he won't like it, and he'll be defiant, but there's nothing he can do about it, because time for him there is going to feel like a long winter. Winter is coming, Donald. Truly, it is the end of his life. It is how he spends the end of his life. And it's not in a happy manner. His time will be up, and that's going to be very hard for him to accept, that his time is up, his time is over. His time of being in the spotlight, and all of that is done. There's truly a new demand, a new expectation for people, and the way their family has done business is not part of that new era. It's part of what needs to be changed. So I'm going to end that there, and I hope you have enjoyed these readings on Donald, the facility that he'd be in, and I do think he will be in some kind of place, something that's secret, something that's secure. I do not think for a minute that he's going to feel free. He's going to be wanting to have this extra lifestyle, right? And but there's this sense of personal outrage about this expectation and communication about this. Just don't think he's going to have everything the way he would like it. And he will remain very angry and defiant and ridiculous. So, with, I think, his daughter trying to relay communications from him, but she's a whole nother reading, Ivanka. So that's on Donald. That's on what kind of place he's going to end up in. And it's a secret location, I believe, quite potentially. And I'm going to say it's got some very state-of-the-art things about it, but one of them is going to be that it's pretty stark for people that are used to a very cushy lifestyle. Yeah, they're not going to be ready for that starkness, and it lets them know that it really sends it means to send the message home that the way that they have lived, the way that they have is over, is done, is finished, is past. It sends that message, and it really is like the world has moved on, and you will go and be dealt with accordingly. And then you are not relevant but for your crimes. So that's what I see. Hope you're having a good day, and I will see you in the next video.